I still hang out with my best friend Dave. I've known him since we were kids at school. Last night he had a few shots, got in a tight spot, hustling a game of pool with a couple of redneck boys, one great big bad biker man. I heard David yell across the room, "Hey buddy, how about a helping hand?" I said, "Dave, I ain't as good as I once was. My, how the years have flown. But there was a time back in my prime when I could really hold my own. If you wanna fight tonight, guess those boys don't look."
Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
I'm on a mission.
I'm on a mission.
It's so pretty, I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find us a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high.
Morning, guys. I'm gonna do a little shiner fishing this morning, and I got my MAFIA 8-footers. I'm going to use those for shaky heads, and I'm going to use it for a little bit of. I've only got 6-pound test on them. I'm going to do a little bit of fun fishing. You know what I mean? If I lose one, I lose one. But I'm going to put shiners on it, kind of jig them off the bottom a little bit, and then I'm going to go down when the sun gets up a bit. So let's see how we do with the shiners, guys. Yeah, I've only got 6-pound test, so I'm gonna have to baby him. I forgot my net. I'll probably get a 10-pounder on this morning. That's all right. That's all right. Got 6-pound test on, guys. So I got that kind of bait. Six-pound test line, guys. I'm using MAFIA rods. MAFIA rods. Next time with this light line. Nice fish. About bringing that 6-pound test. Eight-foot MAFIA rods and 6-pound test line, guys. Oh, Willie. He just barely hooked too. Barely hooked, I can't hardly get the hook out. Start the morning out right. Using that ultralight and 6-pound test line, a lot more challenge, you know what I'm saying? If you get 20-pound test, you just drag them in. But you know, when they're 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, even 3 pounds like that, it's nice using that lighter line. Kind of give it a little bit more of a fun morning, you might say. We got some cold weather coming our way. So next 3 or 4 days, they're talking about getting down to low 40s, high 30s. But bass will still hit. You can see the water's about 59, 58 degrees, and I'm still catching bass. I mean, it's just scale stuff down. Like I said, I scaled everything down. Went down to an ultralight, and I went to the shop and I tried to get some. I got me a dozen shiners. I tried to get the smallest ones I could, because I know these fish aren't very big right here, and which I don't care. I mean, you're not going to get no 10-pounder right here, but you're going to catch fish, and that's what it's all about. Now, y'all want to do this? Just give me a call and come down and. Garrard's Tackle Shop. Call Garrard's Tackle Shop and ask for me or Bob, Larry, or one of the other guides there, and they'll take you out fishing, bass fishing, crappie fishing, cat fishing, bluegill fishing, whatever you want to do. You want to turkey hunt this spring, Randy will take you turkey hunting, and Caleb will take you turkey hunting, and hog hunting. We got guys that'll take you hog hunting, deer hunting, whatever, gator hunting, whatever you want to do. Mr. Bob will take you gator hunting. You can put in a request Mr. Bob if you want a gator hunt. He does that when the gator season comes in till about 3 months. He stays busy, so you got to get in contact with him now. Bob takes people snipe hunting, bird hunting, and duck hunting and other things too. So Garrett's Tackle's got it pretty well covered for the outdoorsman when he comes down here. If he wants to fish, hunt, or whatever he wants to do on the outdoors, Garrett's Tackle's got the guides for it. Winnie's in the floorboard down there laying, and I'm trying to get around and because I can't lift them fish up. I mean, even though they're really light, they'll still break that 6-pound test. And she's laying down there in the floorboard of the boat. She ought to be getting pretty ripe too, because that boat's getting pretty ripe itself. So I'm going to have to give the boat a scrubbing and give Winnie Dog a scrubbing too. Both of them stink, But yeah, you can see they're fighting good. I mean, it's just shit. I'm going to have to put the net in there though, in case I do get a big one on there. I have to retie everything. And I just like getting my hands on them and then turn them loose. I don't keep nothing. Anymore. I just catch them and turn them loose, and I like videoing them. I ask y'all if you would subscribe to my channel if you're watching and like. It kind of helps me if you would just push the subscribe button, and because I go fishing every day, and I try to bring something to the table that someone else can use too. Like maybe something I do, or that'll help you catch fish, or if you can help me, drop me a letter or a message on my board and tell me how you do it. I'm always looking for new ways to catch fish, always, and I don't always. I'm old school sometimes, but I like trying new things. I really like trying new things. So if you got something that you want me to do, or some way you do it, I'd like to try it. I mean, I like to try it. Brian showed me how to do pushing. I never done any pushing for crappie, and I kind of like it. I mean, he showed me how to do that, and I went out and caught some fish doing that. So if you got anything you want to pass on to me, I'd sure appreciate it, guys. And if you want to go out on a trip with me, just give me a call through the shop there. Call Garrett's Tackle Shop and ask for me. But if you would, please subscribe to my channel. Bass are just barely coming up and grabbing them bait there, just pulling it under like a crappie. Just cold water. They're not really aggressive, but they're still eating. And it's supposed to warm back up coming up here in a few days. And what'll happen is I'm telling you, February and March, when it warms back up, big females will be coming in and trying to do their thing. March, April, May, even up the next 3 or 4 months is really good on Lake Okeechobee, because them fish will come in and try to do their thing. Conditions, are good for it. I mean, you gotta they're dropping the water, so I don't know how that's going to affect the spawn either. I mean, because that's going to be an interesting spring, because they're trying to drop it down to 11 foot, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, but still they'll come in. They usually on the lake they'll come out. hit the reeds first, and then they'll just start moving back. There'll be a wave move back, clear back into the shallows, so they can do the spawn thing, you know. And every year they go to the same places on the lake. And once you learn where they're spawning at, you can go there and pick up a big one. A little more of a challenge, this 6-pound test, guys. A little more of a challenge. These MAFIA rods, oh man, I really like these MAFIA rods. We've got another one on here. I was pretty lucky. They never broke off on one that morning, you know what I mean? I just set them drags, and most of them were about, you know, a pound or a half pound. They weren't very big, but still I had one there that was fairly good. I mean, about 17, 16, 17 inches, which would have broke a 6-pound test if you'd have horsed it. But yeah, I just set them drags so it wouldn't break, and I never broke one off, which that's good. And also, they didn't get into the trees, and which that's a lot. If there's any bigger, you can't hardly horse them out of them trees with 6-pound tests. But yep, it was an enjoyable morning. You know, when you buy shiners, you try to get anywhere from 3 to 4 inches long, kind of ideal. But you got to take what you can get, because when the seller comes in there with the shiners, I mean, they have no control of that. They just catch them, and whatever they get into, they might be 6 inches long or they might be 2 inches long. But you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, you have no control over that. You just got to take what they can get, especially this time of year. Starting after the holidays, January, February, and March, there's a big demand for shiners, and you're lucky to get them. As a guide, I mean, you're lucky to get them. Now, as you come in as an angler, a lot of times you can't get them because the guides get first bids on them. But you guys that just want to go fishing, you can have what's left over, because it's pretty hard to get them this time of year. you could also, instead of using a float, which I used a float, but you could also free spool it, like just throw it out there with just a hook on it. See that one blow up on top of it there, and just let them swim around and hold it tight line, you know, and not even have a split shot or nothing on it, you know, just kind of let it swim around. And that's fun too, because it's like a top water bite. They'll bring that shiner to the top of the water and blow it out of the water before they take it, which that's pretty exciting. I have trouble getting up and down. That's an old age, man. I creak anymore when I creak when I go up and down. Oh, shoot. Even him 12 inchers, I'm afraid to pick them up because I don't want that line to break. I should have retied the hook too. I'd caught several fish and should have retied the hook. But I done pretty good. I caught 4 or 5 fish on a dozen shiners. So that's pretty good. You know, you can go into the shop there and get you pay $24 and get you a dozen shiners and go out there and catch them. You know, if you're just coming down here to fish, that's the way to do it. You know, yeah, that size right there, I don't mind catching that size. That's just a small guy, but that's all right.
Want to do this, give me a call, guys.
If you're ever going to eat them, that's the size you want to eat, about 10, 12 inches long, because them's the best. The bigger ones are strong, a little bit strong, so you want to eat the smaller ones, you know. But I don't eat none. I don't eat the bass. I don't target the bass. I turn them loose. Yeah, if you're going to eat anything, you need to go out and get the crappie. Crappie are really good out of this lake. Well, I had one more shiner. I was going to sling her out there and try her. Again, if you want to do this, just give me a call. And if you would, subscribe to my channel and like. I sure appreciate it. I got one fooling with it out there. You can always tell when they start fooling with it, and they'll take that float and go sideways with it, and that shiner might not be real lively, but one comes up there and starts looking at him, and he gets pretty lively. He'll drag that float around, and that usually triggers the bite. And you see right there it did. I mean, I seen that float moving a little bit, and then the next thing I know, I got a fish on. Yeah. He ain't biting. They ain't jumping much either. I mean, it's cold water. They're not jumping too much. They just come in pretty straight. Fish on, guys. Fish on. Good times on Lake Okeechobee. If you like catch fish, man, you need to come down here and give it a try. It was pretty good that morning. I caught a couple of them on dead shiners. I mean, you know, that one right there come on a dead shiner. I just threw it back out there, hooked it right in the middle, and kind of twitched it a couple of times a little bit to make it look lively. And not giants, but We're catching fish, guys.